Sing it, man.
It's so good to see it. We are really looking forward to hearing your new single. But listen, first, you've been keeping yourself busy during lockdown, giving out free guitar lessons. And
yeah.
That's kind of how your music career started, is it not?
It's one of the things I did at the sort of very beginning of... At a time when I'd finished school and I wasn't doing anything else yet, I was 18 and I did... There's me now.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I was going to move into music in any way. I had about a year of time before I went and did like any sort of further education stuff, and I just taught guitar for a year. And I wasn't brilliant. I wasn't awful at it though. So I kind of held on to it. And at the start of lockdown, I'm not a big user of social media, but I thought, well, what can I give? Everybody's kind of sat at home. A lot of people are. So I tried it there and then. I sort of thought, well, I'll show them what I do when I play my songs. And it's sort of carried on from there.
There are so many people who had that impulse during lockdown, didn't they, of trying to help out, thinking, what could I do to give something back? Well, James, what would you add to it? If you could choose one song to add to the one show playlist, what would it be?
I suppose it's got to be something that gets people up and moving. I like the idea of Once in a Lifetime.
Hey, Talking Heads.
Love it.
Talking Heads. I had Talking Heads my first song at my wedding.
There you go.
Another one that's must be the place. James, you've got a new single and an album coming out, and you are typically, and we had a wonderful chat before we came on air about these issues and others. You're quite a private person, but this is a very personal album, and a lot of it is about your girlfriend.
Yeah, I found out. I wrote all these songs. I started writing these songs early in 2019. I did all sorts of fun stuff in 2019. I went on tour with Ed Sheeran, playing stadiums around
Sounds
Europe.
quite fun, yeah.
That was quite a high. It's pretty wild. And I carried on writing right up until going to Nashville to make the record in March. When I got home, lockdown began, and I had a moment with this music to just kind of reflect on it and listen to it. And it was only then that I realised that the boundary I'd pushed was lyrics. Instead of I've drawn from a lot of kind of more negative emotions and sort of heartbreak type stuff in the past. I go to that place quite easily when I write. I realised I'd written all these songs because I've been with my girlfriend for 13 years, and she's the absolute rock in my sort of roller coaster, the roller coaster moments of my life. She's always been there and always sort of pulled me through. And I realised I wanted to sort of show that gratitude, and it came out in these songs, which is, of course, quite a public place for me.
What's her name, mate?
Her name's Lucy.
Oh.
And it came out, through the songs, and it's become this kind of tribute to all the time we've had together, and all the time we'll have together.
That's the loveliest thing I think I've heard. I might cry.
That's definitely the highlight of my week. I tell you what,
doesn't take much to set me
change what I
off.
say to my wife this evening accordingly, I think.
But listen, as you've said, you've toured with some amazing people.
Yes.
The Rolling Stones,
Yes.
Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, you mentioned.
Right.
And you've got a bit of a story about one of my heroes, Noel Gallagher.
Yeah, there's a wonderful Radio 2 breakfast show that I'd done a couple of times previous, and I was invited to do it again last summer. I flew back from that Ed Sheeran tour to do it. The usual format is there's the presenter, there's 5 or 6 celebrity guests, and there's the artist who'll do a new song and a cover. And I need to get my covers prepared. I need to sort of get them ready, so I take a lot of time, and I'm practicing them right up until the last minute. And it was the lovely Fern Cotton was the presenter of the show, and she messaged me like the night before, and she said, it's going to be nice to have you. I think she said she hadn't met Noel before, but she told me that Noel Gallagher was being on the thing, was going to be on the show. And I was like, that raises a problem. I didn't tell her. I tried to sort of fix it, but this was like the 11th hour the night before. So I went on the show, and I said, OK, I found out when I got there that morning, it was like 7 a.m, the format had changed. It's now just the presenter, one guest, and the artist, and the guest was Noel. So I said
what song were you doing?
Well, I said on the air, look, I've got a song of yours, Noel, and I don't know if I can do it in front of you. So maybe I'll do. I've got like a backup Carole King song. He said, what's the Carole King song? I said, it's Will You Still Love Me? He stopped me. He said, no, do my song. What are you talking about?
And you did Don't Look Back in Anger,
So it was Don't Look Back in Anger.
And it was absolutely wonderful, and we're going to watch you do a live performance in a second.
But now, stop what you're doing. Give yourself a moment to enjoy this. Performing his new single, Chew on My Heart, it's James Bay.
Take your time, I'll be right here. I know no one could ever love me better. Take all night, you're the truth that is breaking me and keeping me together. together. I wanna be in your touch. Sleep is so tough, you're burning up my mind. What would it feel like if you tore me apart? Come on, chew on my heart. Come on, chew on my heart. I wanna be in your touch. Sleep is so tough, you're burning up my mind. What would it feel like if you tore me apart? Come on, chew on my heart. Come on, chew on my heart. Tear me apart. Tear me apart. I wanna be in your touch. Sleep is so tough, it's burning up my mind. What would